In this video, we're going to show you 4 different ways to connect the Mackie ProFX6v3 audio mixer to a set of powered speakers. Now in this video, we are using smaller studio monitor style speakers, but the tips and tricks and connectivity options that we're going to show you in this video will work for larger speakers as well if you are coming at this from a live sound perspective. 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, or 15-inch powered speakers have exactly the same connectivity options that we're going to show you in this video, and this video will be just as helpful for you. We are using the Mackie ProFX6v3 in this video, but what you see in this video will work for other small powered speakers as well. I love using this audio mixer specifically. I think it's an awesome audio mixer for small live streamers, small home studios, and actually DJs. This is the perfect audio mixer for them. Gives them a couple good mic inputs, good connectivity options for their DJ equipment, backup connectivity options for a phone or something, plus USB connectivity to the computer for playback, which is how we're using it today. This is an awesome audio mixer. In this video as well, we're using a set of M Audio smaller AV style speakers. The Yamaha HS5s, which were on my desk for several years, I just upgraded them to the Atom Audio T5V powered studio monitors. And all of these offer different connectivity options, which make them helpful for this video. So if you have speakers in this range or with these connectivity options, this will work for you as well. Now, if you are looking for pricing or specs for anything that you see in this video, the monitors, the cables, the accessories, anything like that, we have links down in the description below where you can find everything here from a variety of online retailers to make sure that you are getting the best price possible. Now, we have one piece of theory to get into before we get into the connectivity options. This is something that you should know, and that's the difference between a balanced and an unbalanced audio cable. If your audio cable is unbalanced, you should not be running it longer than 10 or 15 feet at the most. If you run it past these ranges, and sometimes even if you're within the recommended range, you could get static, hissing, interference, and sometimes you can actually pick up like radio stations with a cable like this. So they're not meant for long runs. Now, what's an example of an unbalanced audio cable? RCA cables and 1/4-inch TS jacks are unbalanced. So what's a 1/4-inch TS jack compared to another type of 1/4-inch jack? I have 2 1/4-inch jacks here in the palm of my hand. The first one has 2 sections. It has a tip and a sleeve. This is unbalanced. Do not run a cable like this longer than 10 or 15 feet or you will get static or interference. Beside it, I have a 1/4-inch TRS jack. It has a tip, a ring, and a sleeve, hence it being TRS. And this is a balanced audio connection. Another cable that is considered balanced is an XLR cable, which we're showing in this video as well. So on the unbalanced side, we have RCA and 1/4-inch TS. And on the balanced side, we have 1/4-inch TRS and an XLR cable. Balanced cables can run theoretically up to about 1,000 feet before they get any type of audio degradation whatsoever. It's also important to note that if you have one unbalanced jack on the end of a cable, that the whole cable would be considered unbalanced. So if you have a cable that goes RCA to XLR, it doesn't matter that the XLR side is balanced. It goes to the lowest common denominator, which is the RCA, and thus it would be known as unbalanced. So you can't go 1/4-inch TS to 1/4-inch TRS. The cable would still work, but it would be considered unbalanced and you'd be susceptible to the same noise and interference issues that we described before. Next, let's quickly take a look at the outputs on the Mackie ProFX6v3 before we actually connect things here. First of all, we have balanced 1/4-inch TRS outputs. As described before, that will give you a balanced connection. If you connect an unbalanced 1/4-inch cable to this, you will still get signal. It just won't be a balanced connection, so try to keep your cables as short as possible. Above that, we do have balanced XLR outputs, which are common with XLR cables, which we're also going to demonstrate in this video. Okay, so for option 1 here, we're going to show you how to connect it if your speaker has RCA inputs on the back. In order to do that, you need a cable like this one. This will take 1/4-inch outputs out of your Mackie ProFX6v3 and convert that to RCA cables. Now in this example, this would be unbalanced, so you would not want to make this run longer than 10 feet. So let's connect this now. If you're connecting this, The red is always for the right side. So left is black and right is red. Then we can connect this to the back of the speaker. For this set of speakers, it's a little bit unique, and it's actually common for small AV speakers like this. You plug both of them in on one side, and then there's speaker wire that connects this side to the other speaker for your right side. Let's connect this now. Okay, so now that we made that connection, let's turn up the output to see how it sounds. So in this environment, when I turn it up, I don't notice any static or hiss coming out of this, but our cable is also not longer than 10 feet. Okay, so since the first option that we showed you was unbalanced, we're now going to show you some balanced options. Option 2 here is to use a balanced TRS cable. You can see here in the palm of my hand, I have a tip ring sleeve 1/4" cable that goes to a 1/4" TRS jack on the other side. We're going to connect this to the left output of the Mackie ProFX6v3, that 1/4" jack there. We're going to connect the other side to the back of our powered speaker. Next, we're going to use another cable to connect the right side. We're going to use a red cable. Red is always right. You don't have to use colored cables, but we prefer to. Now that we've made that connection, we're going to turn it up to see how it sounds. So you can see that this works, but the difference with this solution is that it's balanced, so you could theoretically run up to 1,000 feet with a cable like this. Okay, another way that we can make a balanced connection here is by using an XLR cable. This would take the XLR outputs of our Mackie ProFX6v3 and run them to an XLR input on the back of a powered speaker. Let's connect this now. Connect that to the XLR output. And connect the other end to the back of our powered speaker. We're going to use another XLR cable for the right side. Again, we are using a red one just to keep things similar. Red is right. And we've made that connection now. So let's turn this up. And similar to option number 2, this is fully balanced. A big benefit of running XLR to XLR is that if you're in a live sound environment, you probably have a trunk full of XLR cables. These things are ubiquitous at every event, so it's really, really easy to extend the length or move the speakers where you need them to, or daisy chain speakers, or do whatever you need to do. XLR really is the way to go in a live environment. Okay, so for option 4, it's actually a hybrid between options 2 and 3. This is what you would do if you need to use the 1/4" outputs of this audio mixer, but you want to run XLR cable. You can use a cable like this that goes from 1/4" TRS to male XLR. Since both jacks on either end of this cable are balanced connectors, you can actually use this as a converter cable and you don't need a transformer or anything like that. So we're going to connect this to our audio mixer to the left and right output. And then we're going to use the XLR cable that we just used for option 3 to run through this. You can see that this wouldn't be your first choice. I would always run XLR first, but sometimes if you're in a pinch and you just need another output, maybe you need to run a speaker in a completely different direction and you don't want to daisy chain your speakers, or you're doing something special, or you're running straight to a subwoofer, something like that, you can use an option like this. So I'm going to connect the XLR cable to our left speaker there. I'm going to move the XLR jack from the XLR output of the mixer to this. Now we're going to turn this up. And this option works as well. It's not as viable because you're putting an adapter on it when you don't really need to. The Mackie ProFX6v3 has both outputs, but if you do want to use all 4 outputs of this and you want to use XLR, then this is how I would do it. If this was helpful with you getting your setup up and running, I'd love it if you took a picture of it and tagged us on social media. We love seeing what everybody is up to. Again, if you are looking for pricing or links for anything that we've done in this video, we have links down in the description below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.